What's up, doll collectors, hobbyists, fabs, and besties? I'm Toya, an adult doll collector. Welcome to my miniverse. I was looking for more teeny tinies at Five Below, and I saw this, a charcuterie board. Sorry if I am saying that wrong. Growing up, we called them cold plates and cheese boards, but now we're saying charcuterie, so bear with me. But they're currently not available. So let's try to DIY one of our own. To the craft table. We did make something kind of similar a while back, using a little hot glue and a spare piece of wood. Let's make another one with more stuff. Let's start with crackers. I'm using recycled paperboard from a doll box. Let's cut a square or a square-like shape. Take a little tacky glue, add it to the paperboard, then use a brush and just tap it all over the place. I'm hoping that this will add some texture. Allow it to dry. Let's add more glue and mix it with brown paint. Then tap it again to make some texture. Allow it to dry and repeat for the base coat of our crackers. I made a brown, a golden brown, and a cream color so we can have a little variety. While waiting for them to dry, let's watch hot glue just drop from the hot glue gun. Come on. There we go. Harvest those little dots of glue. We can use these to make grapes and olives. I actually collect these all year around. When I see them dropping off my glue gun, I just grab them and put them in a safe space. Then pull off the little strings to get small drops of glue. If we want to make them, we can take a paper clip, fold open one side, then the other, and I'm going to take the little hook and bend it back to make a small stand where we can add drops of glue and let them drip down. But we don't want them to fall all the way down. Once cooled, we can cut them to make our little dots. Once we have several, we can glue them together to make bunches of grapes. Take a small piece of plastic, color it with a washable marker. I'm using a green color. Add a drop of gloss Mod Podge, mix it up, then brush it onto the grapes. Allow it to dry, and we have some green grapes. They are looking a little jelly, but I feel like we can tell what they are, and I'm kind of scared to mess with them too much. Let's try this raspberry color and purple. Mix it with the Mod Podge. I don't know if that's coming out the way I want. Let's try adding a black base coat to the grapes first. Hold up, that totally works. Let's brush them with the thin coat of the purple glue mixture. I don't think you're gonna see that purple. I just don't wanna waste the Mod Podge. Then set it down to dry. I wanna try something different with each bunch. For the next one, I have brown and red paint. Then lightly brush the grapes with the two colors. I'm starting with the brown first in one small area, and then let's quickly go in with a little red. I'm learning that I have to take my time and paint each one separate and try to keep the paint thin. Here are our grapes, and I kind of like the red ones the best. I think maybe the other two are a little shiny. So let's just add a little more black paint to our Concord grapes. And let's add a little green paint to our green grapes. And let's try adding a tiny touch of lavender to some of the black grapes. Just dabbing it here and there, very lightly dry brushing them to make our grapes, and now we can allow them to dry. We can take more of our hot glue drops, cut them from the stand, take one of our drying pins, and carefully push the glue onto the pin with the flat side facing up. Ah, my nail polish is chipping. No time to repaint our nails, we have crafting to do. I have a olive green paint. so we can paint our little glue dot green. Then I use a dotting tool to add red paint to the flat side to make a little tiny olive. Oh my goodness. Okay, wow. Now we gotta make more, which is a little time consuming. So let's cut a thin piece of white paper, wrap it around something round, adding glue along the way to make a ring. Fill it about halfway with hot glue to make bowls. I'm painting mine white. Then let's add a few drops of hot glue, space them out and allow them to dry. Then let's paint them that olive green, allow it to dry. While waiting, I made a second one. Let's swirl a little glue on top. I'm adding a little tacky glue to see if we can add more texture. Then brush on a little cream paint to hopefully make something that looks like hummus. Back to the olives, let's add a few red dots for a little more detail. Let's brush on clear Mod Podge, then place a few of our freestanding olives on top. Lightly brush it with more Mod Podge and set them aside. Let's go back to our crackers and cut them into squares. You can also cut them into circles. Squares are just a little easier for me, so that's what I'm going with. Touch up the paint on the sides. Dry brush it with another color just to make those details stand out. Use a dotting tool or a pen to make a hole. You know what? Let's use a push pin to make crackers for the dolls. Now that we have all of this, let's start putting our board together. Take more recycled paperboard from a doll box, cut it into a few rectangles. I cut mine 2.5 by 2 inches, stack and glue them together. This is 3 layers of paperboard. Let's add 2 more to make it thicker. I have leftover wood grain scrapbook paper. Let's glue it on top to make our board. Then we can start positioning the food items onto the board and gluing them in place. I'm using tacky glue, so I have a little time to move them around. I'm starting with the larger items like the bowls and the grapes. Then we can fill in with the crackers. Let's add some cheese. I need something quick, and I was thinking we could use craft foam. All I have right now are foam letters. Let's cut them into squares, mix them with a little Mod Podge, then carefully place them on the board, filling in some of the gaps. Cut 1-inch squares of cardstock, fold over the edges, and pinch the corners to make quick paper plates, where we can add some of the leftovers so the dolls can walk around with a plate. And now we have our own charcuterie board that we made using recycled doll packaging, some hot glue, a little paint, and whatever else we had on hand. Making all these tiny little things does take a while, but it was a lot of fun, and sometimes you just gotta make it yourself. Thank you for joining us while we made more doll food. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram at MyFroggyStuff, the Frog Vlog, and Bella of MyFroggyStuff. And we will see you next time. Bye!